Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. How are you all? I hope you all are fine. Welcome to your science class, students. Today we will going to start our unit number 9, heat. So kindly student open the book page number 52 and 53 of your science books. So today we will going to learn about heat. We all are very familiar with the heat. We feel it on our face when the sun shines. We hear about the intense heat of volcanoes. And we know when we don't have enough heat, when it's cold, right? So where did we get the heat from? Fire gives us heat. There are so many things that give us heat. Heat is actually the process that occurs when something burns something. There are so many ways from where we get the heat. So what are the sources of heat? From where we get the heat? Sun is the main source of heat. Fire, light bulb, stove. Rubbing two hands together, they all are the sources of heat. Sun, fire, stove, something that is hot, like a hot drink, feel very different from something cold, like an ice cream. Even so, both sensations are caused by heat. Our bodies make heat from food. We also get heat from the sun and from the burning fuel. So think about all the way you can make heat. If you put a log on a fire, it's burn and create heat. Run around the playground and your body gets warm. Why our body gets warm? Because of the food we eat that make our body, that make the heat produce in our body. So when you rub your hands together, you will notice that it produces heat. So there are some other forces of heat, that some forces of heat produced by friction, some sources of heat produced by burning, some sources of heat we get from electricity. From friction, if you rub your hands, you feel some hot thing in your hands. You feel your temperature of your hands will become more hotter. And if you will want to if you want put a fire on a matchstick, what you will do, you rub the matchstick on its box, and when the friction happen, the match will burn. And if you will put two wooden pieces together and rub it, what happen? The fire will produce. And if we will burn the candle, you will see that you will feel the heat. If we will put the fire and we will put a log on a fire, it's burn and it's create heat. If we want to do a barbecue, what we will do? We burn the coals. And if we will burn the coals, what we feel? We feel heat. And nowadays, we also feel heat with electricity. You can see if you will switch on the lights, you will switch on the lamps. If you will put your hands near the lamps, what do you feel? You feel heat. And there are hair dryer, the curlers, the stove, the electric stove, the microwave, they all are electricity items, and they give us heat. So these are the different sources of heat. Heat makes us feel warm. We feel warm when we are close to the source of heat. Now you can see they have logged the fire, and what they are sitting in front of the fire or in front of the chimney. When they are close to the chimney or they're close to any source of heat, we feel more hot. But on the other side, if we do not feel so warm when we are further away from the source of heat, if you are sitting far away from the chimney, so we feel less hot. So if you are in front of are near to the source of heat, you feel more hot, and if you are further away from the source of heat, so you will feel less warm. Now this is an example. When you see the toaster, not only do you heat the bread, but you also heat the air around it. When you touch the warm toast, the heat moves to your hand. So, with the help of heat, with the help of a toaster, we heat our bread, we toast our bread. If you put the bread in the toaster, what happens? If you will put your hands in front of the toaster, you feel some warm air, because the heat is when you switch on the toaster, you feel heat, and that's why with the help of the heat your bread get toasted. What we do not feel the heat if there is an object between us and the source of heat. As all of you know that the sun is the biggest source of light and the biggest source of heat. So, if we will sit under a tree to protect ourselves from the heat of the sun, it is cooler under the shade of a tree. Now you can see in this picture, when the sun is outside and there is a tree and the girl is sitting under the tree, what happens? As you know, the tree is an opaque object. When the sunlight is on the tree, the shadow is formed, and we will sit under the tree in the shadow. So, because between the sun and between the sun and the girl, there is a tree, and the tree have blocked the light. When the tree have blocked the light, it also blocked the heat of the sun. So it is cool under the shade of a tree. So that's why when you go out and you want to stand under the shade, that you cannot feel much hotter, right? Have you feel any difference if you are standing in front of the sun and if you are standing in the shade? You can feel the difference. The heat of the sun can dry our clothes. It can make the land dry and the air warm. Now, all of you know that if you will put your clothes outside, when we wash our clothes are wet and they are not dry. So we put our clothes in the sunlight to make it dry. And the land also dry. If the sunlight also make the land dry and the air warm. I hope you understood this topic. Kindly read this unit. Read page number 52 and 53. Okay, student. Inshallah, I will see you in the next class. Take care. Allah Hafiz.